From the beginning of time, God designed 5 possible realities. Every single person, from the beginning of time to this very moment, has, is, and will be in one of these 5. Do you know which one you're in? And do you know one which you wish to be in? The 5 go like this. If we are born into safety, if our parents love us, if they themselves have the capacity, the mental, emotional, physical, financial capacity to raise us. And yes, it takes a man and a woman. A man gives children the sense of safety. A woman gives children the sense of love and nurture. This happens even in ape societies. No one can get away from what is necessary. God created the world in the best way possible. Ideally, the man and the woman also provide a modelship for the children. There was a lady that came to Lubavitch Rebbe, the greatest saint of perhaps all time. I saw a video of this, and she asked the rabbi for advice on raising good children. So he said, be a good role model. So she was kind of shocked. And so the rabbi said to her, it's simple but effective. Now, that's number one. If we have that, then and only then we can live in the state of love. We live in this idea that the world is a beautiful place. We seek love, we seek affection, and in a sense that's very valuable, but it's also not true. Truth is that the world is not a beautiful place. If you haven't seen anything about all of human history, you know nothing about the terrible massacres and rape and killing that humans are capable of. So the flip side is that we can be victim of some of these terrible atrocities, whether it's emotional abuse, physical abuse, and this creates a different perception of reality, that the world is a horrible place. We go into a protective zone. I'll give you a great example. I come from Kansas. My city, Overland Park, is the safest city, the best city in America based on many ratings. And when I drive into New York, at least sometimes, I used to see that now I'm getting aggressive. You're not going to cut me off. And I start to fight with other drivers. Then I thought to myself, what am I doing? Why am I going from being a Kansas driver? I remember coming from Africa, being home in Kansas, and I'm sitting at the light. I shouldn't have done this, but I was on my phone at the red. And then after 2 minutes, I look up and it's a green. People were waiting for 2 minutes. They didn't even honk the horn. In New York, they would have honked after 1 second. So when we're in around aggressive people, we become aggressive. We have to fight. I remember this one guy, he was actually the head of a gang. He was a Latino, head of the Latino gang. He was kind of in a rehab place that I was helping out in. And he said, we didn't grow up like you. It was eat or be eaten. When you grow up in such a society, you become a fighter. Now, I remember another person from South America, we were discussing, he was the manager in a company that I was working for. And I was saying about a duel. One person would die for sure in a duel. Over what? Over a slight? Over an embarrassment? So I said, who would ever do that? He said, everybody in my country, because when you grow up in a country where you are under attack, you learn how to attack first. And this becomes what we call in game theory a zero-sum game. This is where they have it very much in Arab societies and many other societies where it becomes basically a warlord. Whoever reaches to the top, people basically are willing to abuse one another to get to kind of above one another, because the alternative is to be below them, and nobody wants to be below and nobody wants to be hurt. So this is the second type of reality, a reality in which people are not trusting each other, but rather they're distrusting each other. Not only do they not trust each other, they don't trust each other at all. They suspect each other. The mind goes into fear. Everybody thinks the other person is trying to con them. And they basically all become con artists. I remember living in Africa. I said, this is a bunch of petty thieves. Everybody's trying to rip each other off. This is ridiculous. But each one of us will fall into that because it's a defensive mechanism that we'll all have. That's number 2. Number 3 is the truth. The truth is that this world is created by God. And when God made us, He desired that we should experience both of these realities. The reality of love, so we would know how to love. And the reality of fear, so we would know how to protect ourselves. We would know how to know the difference between truth and untruth. And then we get into a third state. This is called the state of Tiferes. It's a balance. Sometimes we have to be strong. strong. Sometimes we have to be soft. We have to be compassionate to those that need compassion. But we don't have to be naive. We have to be strong. We have to rip out the hearts of a terrorist before they rip out the best that they could do. We see they're even worse than that, raping children. These are evil, evil, evil people. We have to be strong enough to destroy them. And this is the problem of the West. When people are in a happy-go-lucky state, they don't want to stand up to evil. Hitler said clearly, if you read Mein Kampf, he said clearly, we're going to take over countries to destroy the Jews. And England and America that should have stopped them didn't stop them until the bombs fell on them. In other words, they would have let everybody die until it hit them. That's not appropriate. You have to stand up for truth. You have to do what's right. Even if it's going to kill you, you have to do what's right. And that's what the Bible tells us. It tells us the difference between right and wrong. So we discussed 3 types of realities. Reality number 1, you live in a fantasy and you allow evil. Reality number 2, you live in fear and sometimes become part of the evil. Reality number 3, you understand that this is a world in which each one of us is a soldier of God. We're called to a mission. We're called to do our best. Nobody knows for sure, but as long as you have faith and you try hard, you can rest assured that God will lead you in the right path. I'm not going to go into the other 2 because they're not as important right now, but I do want to say this, that we are about to experience an infinite time of divine grace. We now have a choice. Shall we fall prey to fear, or shall we stand like men? Shall we stand tall and proud and say, to hell with evil, we'll rip your hearts out because you guys are evil? And to be compassionate to the cruel is literally not only to be cruel to the compassionate, but this is how good people, you think, how did the left band up together with the biggest terrorists? They stand for gay rights and women rights. These are the people that kill these people. They're the worst people to women. How do they stand up? Because they come from a place of fear. When you come from a place of fear, not only do you allow evil to occur, as Einstein said, that the only thing that evil needs is good people to do nothing, but you actually become part of the evil. As Churchill, who actually defeated Hitler, said, a acquiescer is somebody who actually, an appeaser, is somebody who feeds a crocodile hoping it will eat him last. They're coming from fear. They're not coming from a place of conviction. They're coming from a place where, oh, maybe if I give in to North Korea, I give in to Iran, if I give in to Hamas, they won't kill me. They'll kill the other guy. No, you idiot. They're going to kill you too. They're murderers. They come from the bad side. They just want to murder people. They're angry people. They're miserable people. And you're a person that they want to kill. So you cannot give up. You have to stay strong. You have to be a man. You have to be, or a woman, strong women. We have to be tough in what is right. We have to be even tough on ourselves. We can't be lazy. This world is a place where we have to make a difference. Don't be lazy on yourself. Don't let yourself be one of the people that do nothing in a time of need. Everybody, we need your help here in Israel. Say your prayers. Send money to those organizations that are sponsoring. And most importantly, write a letter to your congressman. Say, I stand with the light. I stand with Israel. I stand against darkness. I stand against the devil. I stand against hatred. Thank you for watching. Feel free to reach out to me. And may God bless you. And may we all see the coming of the Messiah this very moment. Thank you so much.